Are you recording it also?
Nice.
Okay.
Can the other campus can see the presentation? Can any of you acknowledge?
Yes, sir, we can see the presentation.
Yeah, they can hear, sir. Thank you.
So Bhopal, you can hear me, right, Ramesh? So Bhopal, Vellore,
Yes, sir.
Amravati.
Morning, sir.
Good. Okay, good, fine. We are from Wheels India, part of TVS Group. How many of us know about Wheels India? Okay, good, that's good. So whatever we now say about Wheels India is what you are going to do. That's good. So how many of us know about TVS Group? Other companies, good. What are the companies that you are already aware of? TVS? Answer should reach me, right? Some people are rehearsing. Lucas TVS, okay, fine. And Sundaram Clayton, Sundaram Finance. Wheels India is one of the, or is the first manufacturing company of TVS Group. Though as a group, we are 120 years old. As a manufacturing company, the venture started with Wheels India for TVS. So till such time, we were into transportation, we were into franchising, we were into dealership, we were into all sorts of business. Definitely, yes, that's good. As a manufacturing, Wheels India is the first venture for TVS Group. We'll just see a short video about Wheels India. Followed by that, there will be a short presentation about Wheels India. Then I'm going to share some of the industry expectations. All of us are in the final year, right? Yeah, here in Vellore, Bhopal, Amravati, all are in the final year, right? How many of us are planning to take up higher education after this? Okay, fine. How many of us are planning to do something on your own venture? Okay, good. I could see few hands raised. So what about Bhopal? What about Amravati? I think Madan, you want to slightly, you are blocking the camera. Yeah. So how about Bhopal? How about Amravati? How many of us are planning to take up higher studies or own employment? Or want to do something on my own? Okay, fine. I presume like you will take a call or you will take a decision or you will crystallize your thoughts in the next couple of months and finally take a decision. That's good. Whatever you do as a next venture, there are few things which we feel like you should know that we will share. Okay. So this session, 11:30 approximately, we are starting. 45 minutes to 50 minutes we will wind up. Within that 45-50 minutes, we'll have a video, we'll have a PPT about Wheels India, and then we are going to talk about industry expectations. Is that clear? Can we start now? Good. Thank you very much. So we'll start with the video now. I would request all of you to go through it. Passport. Passport. I think audio will have to share. So go to those three dots, both.
Audio.
Yes. Then increase the volume as a Okay, so got a fair idea about Wins India. Whatever we could do in a 3.5 minute video, we did it. Hope you also could pick up whatever you could do in a 3.5 minute video. We'll see some more info about Wins India in this PPT. Where I should stand so that visible to all. Is it fine if I stand here? I will not be able to see the screen. Okay, I think this is fine. So this is our, can you just remove the top portion? It's hiding the header.
Can hide it.
Okay, fine, let it be, no problem. So this is our vision, mission and values. Every organization, every institution has their own vision, mission, values. BIT also has own vision, mission, values. We will not deal too much in detail about this, but one thing what I would like to draw attention to is our values. These are all the 5 values with which we are supposed to do business. For that matter, any function, be in HR, be in finance, be in operations, be in supply chain, all of us are supposed to adhere to these values. Whatever we do in our job, it should not be in violation of this sacrosanct for us. As far as we are concerned, these values like integrity, equity, ownership, quality, and safety, these are all sacrosanct. Whatever we do, it should not be compromising the safety. Whatever we do, it should not be compromising the quality. That's how it is. This is the broad framework with which we work at Wheels India.
Freeze பண்ணிருக்கீங்க.
Now, should I do this or you will do it? Okay, I will do it. Okay, fine. This is about some brief statistics about Wheels India. 1962 we started. So which means what is our age now? Calculator 2023 minus 1962. 61. We are 61 years old company, and the workforce you would have seen in the video as well. 9,000 plus workforce in different locations. We are going to see 15 manufacturing units we have, and the sales turnover for the year ended March 31st, 2023 was 4,300 crores. The previous year, the March 31st, 2022, the year ended March 31st, 2022, we ended up at 3,600 crore, which means like we made a jump of 700 crore in the previous year. This year we are planning to achieve hopefully 5,000. Maybe when we meet next year, or when I'm going to meet your juniors next year, I may say like we are a 5,000 crore company. And we are one of the preferred suppliers for many OEMs. What is OEM? Piece of cake. This is the journey with which Wheels India traveled till now. See, in 1962 we started, and we started with truck and bus wheels to begin with. We were into heavy vehicles only, and then slowly at the beginning of 70s, we started focusing on agriculture and car wheels. Why an agricultural wheel would need a wheel? What is the wheel? No, what is the vehicle which is used in agriculture? Tractor. And the car, what you are seeing here, it's called Ambassador. That car is not in practice now; it is phased out. But in 1970s and 80s, till 1990s, this is the only car, or I would say majority of the car owners are preferring this Ambassador cars. So then 1974, at 4 vehicle wheels, we started manufacturing. Then in 1990, we started focusing on spokes wheel and air suspension. Till 1990s, 1962 to 1990s, our focus was only on catering to Indian market. But capacity was that and demand was that. We were also very happy with that. And with the advent of liberalization in 1990s, export markets opportunities came to us. We grabbed it immediately. And from 1990s, we started exporting the products across globe. We are also going to see our export spread. From 2000, bigger and more vehicles demand came in. We immediately captured that market as well and started supplying materials to them, wheels to them. Then in 2005, in addition to wheel, some other product demand also came to us. We are going to see in the next slide. There is wind energy, thermal energy, aluminum wheel. We started doing it. And in 2020, we put up a plant near Chennai in a place called Tiruvai Kandigai, manufacture cast aluminum wheel and another energy equipment partition. This is the journey so far, Wheels India. And as I said, the turnover is 4,300 crores. These are all the product categories one can see. See, these are all wheels, right? We are Wheels India, so we manufacture wheels. What are all this? These are all not wheels, right? Air suspension, other products you see. Why do you manufacture? It's your factory. You manufacture whatever you want. How do we know? But as engineer, if I have to ask you, what is one common thread in manufacturing process? There is something which is common if you have to manufacture all this. Answer has to reach me. Steel, okay, input, but there are various other products also in steel, right? Steel vessels are also there. We are not into that. You are very close. It's welding. It's welding. Cast aluminum wheel is one of the products. Otherwise, if you see, like all the products, high degree of welding and machining is it. So as we started growing as a company, many of the new businesses came in which we thought like we should capitalize it where it called for high degree of welding and machining. For example, this air suspension. And what is this yellow? Sorry? Truck body. So this calls for very high degree of welding and machining. That's how we are into all these products. So Bhopal, Amravati, Vellore, are we all clear on this? I would like some acknowledgement. Is there a way whereby they can say something and we can hear? Any chance? How do we get to know like they are also seeing this or they are also listening to this? Can we stop share and have the full video mode? Stop share. Yes. Yes, Bhopal. Vellore is not there, right? Vellore is there? Vellore is there or not? Any idea? Vellore? No, not there. Okay, fine. So Bhopal, Amravati. Are we clear till now? I would like some raising of hands.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay, good. Okay, good. Yeah, now we can go back to BP. Yes, so that is how we are into many of these diversified products, right from fabrication of heavy engineering materials. If you have to put it, yeah. So if you have to put it under broad categories, these are the 4 categories which will fall in heavy fabrication we do, and the energy equipment parts we do, wheels, of course the name says it all, and air suspension. What do we call air suspension which you have it in two-wheeler? What do we call that? Same application we have in two-wheeler as well. What do we call it? Again, you are telling to yourself, that's fine, which means like you are not very sure. If you talk a lot, then I will be able to hear. Someone is telling the right answer, but to themselves. Telescope. Shock observer. Shock observer. In two-wheeler we call it shock observer. In the heavy vehicles we call it ASS. These are all the locations of Wheels India. As you could see, we are concentrated heavily in south. This is where we started, and in and around Chennai, Padi plant is our mother plant. So we have plants in Sriperumbudur, we have plants in Irugatukotai, we have plant in Thervai Kandigai, plants in Thervai Kandigai. There is a plant in a place called Pukaturai. There is a plant in a place called Mambattam. These are all in and around Chennai, and we have plants in Pune, Vanod, Bawal, and Rampur. These are all our other manufacturing units. Yeah, Pune, where it is, we all of us know which state it is. Maharashtra. And of course, this by seeing the map, Gujarat and Bawal. Yeah, maybe by seeing this map, we may, but it's close to Rajasthan, Haryana. Bawal is in Haryana, and Rampur is in UP. So these are all the manufacturing spread that we have. So there are 2 units, Bidadi and Nasik. It is called TWA, where we don't manufacture wheel, whereas we make tire and wheel assembly and give it to our customers. Okay, so till now you would have seen like we are not into tire manufacturing. We are only into steel and aluminum wheel, right? We don't get into tire manufacturing. We are not into that. In these 2 places, customers requested us and asked whether you can assemble the tire as well and give it. So we are into tire assembly units in these 2 places. Otherwise, our forte is wheel, and we will continue to focus on that. Another question, all of us, are engineers, like why we are here in south, to some extent in west and in north, why we are not here? Any idea why we are not not much focus towards east. Why? Seaport. Seaport, here also we have seaport, right? Andhra we have seaport. Odisha we have seaport. West Bengal also we have seaport, right? And whereas Rampur and Bawal, there are no ports here there. Yeah, to some extent you are a bit close, raw material, but that is not the only reason. You flip it. You talk about raw material. Finally, yes, very good, fantastic. See, our customers are also concentrated here. We spoke about the OEMs, right? So of course, Chennai, we know like in and Chennai, we have auto hub. It's a auto hub. Similarly, Pune, many of the heavy industries and heavy vehicle industries are there. Similarly, in the north, the place called Manesar, where how many of us are from Delhi, UP, Haryana? Okay, so you may be knowing Manesar, right? It's on the outskirts of Delhi, on the way to Haryana. There we have big OEMs, Maruti Suzuki, Hero, many plants are there. So we are close to them. That is the basic thing. Many of the OEM customers or all of the OEM customers insist on JIT. What is JIT? Just in time. What is just in time? There is no. Yeah, good. It's a good answer. See, all the OEM customers, vehicle manufacturers, they would not like to pile up stock at their place. For example, if they require wheel to be assembled in the car today at 2 o'clock, they would say at best supply it by 6 o'clock. Don't say like I will supply it 4 days in advance. I don't have a space to store your vehicle for 4 or 5 days. Not only you, they buy from others also, right? They don't buy only from Wheels India, they buy from various other customer suppliers as well. So for them, Wheels India is one of the major suppliers, preferred supplier, but they buy it from others as well. So they say like, no, we cannot hold stock for 5 days, 6 days and all. Holding stock means what are all the expenses associated with that? Sorry? Cost, what is cost? Inventory cost is what? Space, insurance, and any damage in case of any, any accident or even natural calamity like flood, rain and all. They say like, no, we are not here because they deal with so many people. It is not like they are too tough on us because they deal with so many people and that's how they could manage. Otherwise, it will be difficult for them as well. So that way, purely understand that. Maybe down the line, 6 months, 1 year down the line, in case if there are some OEMs putting up their locations here, you may also see Wheels India close. Yeah, it's purely on the name, no other reason. We are close to customers and we will continue to be close to customers. We also have a collaboration with a Japanese company called Toby, EOPY. And as you could see in the photograph, these three are, gentlemen from Japan. And these two gentlemen whom we are seeing, he is Mr. Ram, he is a chairperson, and he is Mr. Stevens, he is son of Mr. Ram. So we call him Stevens Ram, he is our MD. The gentleman who is wearing half sleeve white shirt, he is our managing director, Mr. Stevens Ram. This is our clientele list. To name any OEM in any sector, they are our clients, commercial vehicles, cars and utility vehicle, tractor, construction, heavy engineering. And by the way, what is this? Indian Army. So we are proud suppliers to Indian Army as well. Indian Army trusts us. So that way we are supplying vehicles to civilians to Indian Army as well. And this is the range of clientele we have, and we are very proud to have all of them in our portfolio. Which itself is a testimony to say like we supply quality product and not that. Otherwise, companies like Tata Motors, Ashok Leyland, Nissan, we name any company in the list, we are very proud to have them in our portfolio and we are very proud to supply to them. This is our geographical spread. From which year we said we started exports? 1990s we started exports. So in a span of 33 years, we could have our footprint in all the continents, North America, South America, Europe, Africa, Far East, Japan. We could see Topi also here, our Japanese collaborator, and Korea, China, Japan, and in Australia as well. All manufactured here in India. supply to all these places. There are two components which are very key, which no one will compromise in order to drive the vehicle. What are all those two components? Let it be two-wheeler, four-wheeler, truck, whatever it is. There are two components which are very key, non-negotiable. You will not even try to attempt to manage, even with a minor damage. What is that? What are they? Brake and engine. If it is not working, you will not even take it, or it will not even move. Brake and wheel. Brake and wheel. These are all the two components. For example, if we are in an emergency and we ask two-wheeler from our friend, he or she says, "Okay, please take a two-wheeler, but brakes won't work. But still, you please take it." Similarly, he or she says, "Yeah, can take my two-wheeler or car, but the wheels are wobbling. Maybe down the line 500 meters, 600 meters, you will see wheel running ahead of you. Will you dare to take it?" No. See, already I am going to attend some emergency. I should not become emergency for others. So this is the high degree of quality, safety we maintain in our products. How we ensure that the laboratory that we have to test our final products as well as the incoming material is of superior quality. It is accredited by NABL, which is a central government agency. It's called the National Accreditation Board for Laboratories. As we all know, all of us are engineers. Like we have an equipment that need to be periodically calibrated, that need to be periodically serviced, need to be periodically overhauled. At times to be replaced also, right? Are we doing all those things? So that is being tested by NABL, and they certify us, and we are one of the proud owners of NABL certified labs. That is how we ensure, like, say, you would have seen, you have seen our clientele list, and I cannot afford to supply product with any quality which is not up to their standard or our standards. Still, we ensure like these are all tested in the lab and which is accredited by NABL. These are some of the welding process we have. We spoke about welding, that is one of our USPs, technical USPs. Flash bed welding, MIG welding, robo arc welding, subcontract arc welding. These are all the few welding process we have in our different plants. And in terms of press, we have 10 ton press to 2000 tons. Variety of presses we have. These are all our tooling and fabrication capability. See, like how we take pride in showing our clientele list. We also take pride in saying, like, these are all the suppliers from whom we buy raw material. What is our raw material? Major steel and aluminum. See, name any top steel or aluminum manufacturer, they are our suppliers, which means like we also enjoy very good relationship with them. See, you see all top names here: Tata Steel, JSW, POSCO, SR Steel, whatnot. And for the cast aluminum plant, we import aluminum from Dubai. The name of that company is called Dubai Aluminum. So this is again we take pride in saying like we earn the trust. That's how we could enjoy a partnership with. See, unless they give us material, quality material on time, I will not be able to make wheel and supply to my client. And that way now we're very thankful to our suppliers as well. And this is our proud supplier list. In any of the Wheels India factory, like I was also telling Madan and also people, like as we entered this campus, we found it very pleasing. A lot of greenery, right? As you enter a place with greenery, you feel like, okay, fine, this place is fertile. This place is something good. Which means it's something good is happening. Similarly, you would have seen it in the video, like all Wheels India factory have got a lot of greeneries. What does that mean? They have planted greenery, so they are there. In VIT, they have planted greenery, so they are there. See, nature would not grow unless it is conducive to nature. Situation is conducive to nature. Maybe you may have a big function, have some VIPs coming and doing some tree sampling. But just because you are doing a big function, whether the plant will grow, even the conditions are adverse. Can you do a project deadline to plant? See, इतना बड़ा function किया हमने, ये लोग आए थे, these people came, and by next week you should be 5 feet tall. Will it happen? नहीं होगा. You say, अरे भाई, I will take care of my goal. you please ensure land, water and air are not polluted. So we also don't pollute land, air, water in our process. You would have seen it in the video, like lot of water is also used for cleaning our materials. But we ensure nothing is discharged which will spoil the land and water. We are very socially conscious. Statutory guidelines, we don't do anything which is violating for statutory provisions and which is violating of any of the scientific. We don't do it. We ensure whatever achievements we did in terms of revenue, it's all by following some of these environmental practices. Rainwater harvesting is there in all the plants, zero liquid discharge, surrounded by greenery. We have seen the certification by our clients, suppliers, government agencies. We are also proud owners of certificate by nature. That is one of the prized possessions. Nature has certified us, stating you don't pollute land and water. We are very proud about that. Yeah, and the other point is the energy that we use in our manufacturing operations, in our offices, all put together, 25% is renewable energy. What are the examples of renewable energy? Solar, wind, these are also some of the examples you can see. 25% of the power that we use in our locations are renewable energy. See, safety is of paramount importance to us. Every month, the first review our managing director I showed you is Mr. Sivatram has with all of us, with all the BU heads, with all the functional heads, is not about how much business we did. It is not about how much top line, bottom line we achieved. No. The very first meeting every month by the managing director for 3 hours is on safety. We call it safety updates. So we are very clear safety is of utmost importance given from top. Our managing director chair that meeting, 2.5 to 3 hours, only talk about safety. What are the initiatives we did for safety? What are the new training we give for safety? How did we communicate safety message to various employees across level? Not only employees, as I said, how many workforce? What is the workforce we saw? 9,000 plus. That is only workforce, right? Uniformed employee and others who work in the factory, work in the premises. In addition to that, you have so many others coming inside. For example, students come for plant visit, IB, industrial visit. Faculty come for industrial visit. But we invite faculty also. Faculty from VIT also came for industrial visit to our India body plant. Couple of months back. We have so many suppliers. We have seen so many customers. They also visit us. Government authorities visit us. And other visitors, so many visitors. So on an average, we can say 10,000 calls per day in all the Wheels India locations. So their safety is our responsibility. If I have to enter the factory safely, company feels yes, Ramesh should also go out safely as he came in. Yeah. So similarly, we take responsibility for 10,000 people. So we tied up with DuPont, which practices very high degree of safety, and further industrial explosives division. They have very high standard. We adopted their safety practice. Still they work with them. Still we follow them. So DuPont is the safety system we adopt in all our Wheels India factory. This is how we maintain safety across locations. This is about Wheels India till now we have seen. Before we get into industry expectations, and I would like to know any questions, any thoughts about Wheels India and its operations. Indore and yeah, you can stop share. Yeah, Amravati and Indore students, any thoughts, any doubts about Wheels India operations? Because now we are going to see the industry expectations which are slightly different in nature. So any doubts or any thoughts about Wheels India? Anyone has got any point to share? Any doubt? Okay, I presume we are clear. Yeah, good. So you can go to PPT.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah. Yes, yeah. I think there is a question from Gopal. Yeah, please go ahead.
So I wanted to confirm if aerospace students can be eligible for the company placement.
Sorry, I couldn't hear properly. What is the question? Can someone tell that? Can you?
Hello, sir. Am I audible?
Yeah, Abhi better.
Sir, I wanted to confirm if aerospace students can be eligible for the placement for the company.
See, we are focusing mainly on mechanical, mechatronics, material science, of course, we don't have, or metallurgy, we don't have, or automotive. We are focusing only on them. See, aerospace, yes, we may take, but I don't know how far, aerospace students would find it challenging working with VLC. So, otherwise, our focus is mechanical, mechatronics, automotive, and metallurgy. Even electrical electronics also, we don't take in that number, maybe 1 or 2 in a year. But our prime focus is mechanical, mechatronics, auto, and metallurgy. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. So, any question from Amravati students? Any thoughts? Okay, good. We'll go to PPT.
Not left. Straight.
Yeah. See, as I said, whatever you are planning to do, again, जो भी करना है, अगर आपको पढ़ना है, या आपको खुद का कुछ employment करना है, or if you want to become an employee in another company, whatever it is, there are few things which are expected from engineering grads. And we have been going to various campuses, meeting so many students. We approximately take 50 to 60 students per year across Tamil Nadu. In addition to that, people, those who are in Pune, those who are in Rampur, those who are in Bawal, they take students according to their requirements. I'm only talking about Tamil Nadu, where we take some 50 to 60 students per year. And there are few expectations from them. We'll see one by one. See, we expect engineering students to be very strong in basics. What do you mean by very strong in basics? Yeah, we are all engineers studying in a reputed college. And why? What is there? Discuss about being basics. For example, if you have to ask about all are mechanical and automotive, right? Mechatronics, mechanical and mechatronics. Okay, auto you don't have, right? Okay, fine. Mechanical and mechatronics. And in Bhopal, it's again mechanical and mechatronics, right? Mechanical, only mechanical. Amravati, only mechanical. Okay, good. If you have to ask what is CFD? Very good. How many of us know what is CFD? Can you please raise your hand? Many of us said CFD, but there is no raising of hands. Some people, let's see, others are raising. Good. Yeah, can you come? You are the first one to raise your hand. Can you please come here? Big round of applause to him. Can I have a mic? Yes, sir, please come. So what I would now like to do is, please introduce yourself by telling your name and from which location you are in, so that others also can identify you. And I would like you to talk about CFD for 2 minutes. Yeah, good.
Good morning. I'm Kedar, you guys know. I'm from mechanical engineering.
You are from VIT, Chennai. Yeah.
And about CFD stands for computational fluid dynamics. So what we do in CFD is we try to model a flow pattern or any properties that we have, flow properties. We try to model them in a computer software, so that once we have that model, we can run calculations on it, and we can understand. We can get a system, that a computational system on the software, so I don't have to run practical experiments on it. We can have a simulation, computer simulation tell us give us an idea of how things are going to work without having to run actual practical experiments, which can be relatively expensive.
Can you name the software which you said?
With the software we use is the Fluent Launcher in Ansys.
Okay, fine. Any thoughts? Any more things you want to share about CFD?
I think we learned about there are
Anything? Okay, fine. You are going to a doctor. Doctor is running all the tests. Finally, he says, I think you have malaria. Will you be happy? Sir, this I also know. Even I thought so, but I want you to tell categorically. So similarly, you are all doctors. So you have to only say yes or no because it's science. There is no think in this.
Yes.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so we have with CFD, as I said, when we can run simulations, then we can reduce our the time we spend designing a product. Similarly, we can there are many different types of CFD, many different things you can do CFD, as in transient thermal analysis. You can check where the flow separation is on aerofoils. I'm just giving examples, and you can check. Let's say there is battery cooling applications for CFD, so you can check where how it is taking away heat from a certain heat source. And those are some of the examples that we've learned about in performance analysis on.
Good. A big round of applause for him. Good. Anyone from Bhopal, anyone from Amravati would like to try another answer, or maybe try to rephrase whatever he said? What is CFD? Computational fluid dynamics. If you have to talk about that for 2 minutes, what would you say? Anyone from Bhopal? Anyone from Amravati? Yes, sir. Bhopal. Amravati. మాట్లాడండి. So they are passing this question in Chennai. Okay, good. Similarly, we all studied about heat and mass transfer, right? You have gone to class. So all of us would have studied about heat and mass transfer, right? What are the 3 ways in which heat gets transferred? All of us know that, right? How many of us know that? What 3 ways is that? Other 3 ways? Not that. Okay, all of us know, right? You know that? Please come. Big round of applause for him. All 70 are not clapping for you. I don't know what's between you and them. So there's nothing between you and you, right? So then all of you have to clap. Please. Same thing we'll have to do. Tell your name and what are the 3 ways in which heat transfer happens. 2 minutes.
So, good morning. Good afternoon now. So the 3 ways of heat transfer, as you know, is conduction, convection, and radiation. In simple ways, I'll explain how this works. Suppose there is a cooker or any vessel and you have poured hot water in it, and if you have put it on the gas stove, so the heating of the vessel is known as conduction, and the heating of the water, because the medium changes. Now the vessel was it was in direct contact, but now if you pour the water, and the heating of that water is called as convection, and if we just put a hand above that water, then we call it as a radiation. So this is an example which you can relate, like how heat is transferred from different mediums, that is conduction, convection, and radiation.
Very good example. Is there any other example for radiation? Can you say simple example like what you said? Sunlight.
Sunlight, and then even like mobile phone emits radiation. That is not much, but still it's one of the radiation.
Good. Big round of applause for him. Okay, now this question is exclusively for Gopal. Gopal, ये आपके लिए है. कितने लोग हैं वहाँ? 25, 30. गोपाल में. हेलो. गोपाल.
Yes, sir.
कितने लोग हैं वहाँ? 20, 25.
So can you please repeat the question?
क्लासरूम में कितने लोग हैं अभी? कितने स्टूडेंट्स हैं अभी क्लासरूम में? अभी आपके साथ?
So approximately 10 students are here.
10 students. Okay, fine. This question is exclusively for Gopal. मैं चेन्नई के लिए सोच रहा था, then चेन्नई स्टूडेंट्स ने बताया कि नहीं गोपाल स्टूडेंट्स के लिए भी एक स्पेशल क्वेश्चन होना चाहिए. So heat and you spoke about strength of material. Strength of material के बारे में अगर 2 मिनट बात करना है तो स्ट्रेस स्ट्रेन के बारे में क्या बोलेंगे आप? If you have to talk about stress and strain and strength of material, what would you talk? कोई बता सकता है क्या भोपाल से? ये strength of material था ना सिलेबस में?
Just a second.
हाँ जी. हेलो भोपाल. See, we know like Gopal has got talent. फिर भी आपको बोलना चाहिए. You are passing it on to Amravati. So Amravati, this question is passed on to you. Strength of material, stress strain, उसके बारे में थोड़ा बताइए. కొంచెం చెప్పండి. Stress strain గురించి కొంచెం చెప్పండి. Answer తెలుసా అమరావతి? So they are also passing it on to Chennai. So it comes to Chennai then. So stress strain. Wait to raise hand. Come here. 2-minute talk. So can someone come here and talk about stress strain for ductile property and brittle property? What is elasticity? What is plasticity? These are all set of videos, no? Any takers? Yeah, please come. Big round of applause for him. Name and location.
So I'm Abhinav, I'm from IIT Chennai. So in strength of materials, like when we talk about stress and strain, it defines the properties of a material, how strong it is. Like stress is basically the force per unit area. So depending on how much force you're applying,
Yes.
depending on how much force you're applying, properties may be like ductile and brittle, like how sir said. So depending on the stress applied, there may be strain, and we all know Hooke's law, which like Hooke's law states that there's a constant called Young's modulus for each material. So depending on the Young's modulus, depending on the curve, so how much force we apply, as the force increases, like we have different regions like elasticity, and then comes plasticity. And after a certain point, if we apply too much force, the material breaks. So depending on that, we have a factor called factor of safety, which we use to limit the use of the limit our what do you call it? Limit our use, so that we don't have failures in whatever we are failures in our applications.
What is elasticity? What is plasticity?
The elasticity is the nature of a material to stretch. Like
Okay. Then
plasticity, like in the curve,
plasticity also it stretches.
it stretches, but it breaks after a certain point.
Can we say that, or can we say like regain its original form is elasticity?
Oh yes, yes sir.
Yes,
Yeah, and getting deformed is flaccid.
yes.
Yeah, right? Big round of applause. Friend. Good. Next question. Oh my God. I thought it is over. गोपाल, ये आपके लिए पंप और मोटर में कुछ अंतर है क्या? दोनों एक ही है या कुछ अंतर है? पंप मोटर.
Sir, can you please repeat the question?
Sorry?
A bit louder.
पंप और मोटर दोनों एक ही है क्या? और उसमें कुछ अंतर है? पंप मोटर. सुनाई दे रहा है क्या? Is pump and the motor are same or it doesn't? मेरा प्रश्न था.
Okay, sir, someone is answering. No, sir, they are different.
Yeah. Who is going to answer? Tell your name and then you can say the answer. Tell your name and location and then you can answer.
Yes, sir. Sir, my name is sir. Myself, sir, Shubham Mishra. Sir, both sir, motor and they are not same, sir. They are different.
You are from VIT Bhopal.
Anyone, sir.
Hello. Are you from VIT Bhopal?
Yes, sir.
Okay. हाँ, बताइए.
Pump and motor are same.
Yes, go on, go on. Yes, you can define. What is pump? What is motor?
Please answer.
Yeah, can you define? Can you differentiate?
Sir, motor converts, sir. Sir, motor converts, sir, electrical energy to mechanical energy, and the pumps are used to transfer fluid from one place to another.
Not very clear.
We want very clear that what kind of energy is converted to what. Can you repeat again?
Yes, sir. Sir, motors converts the electrical energy into mechanical energy, and pumps are used to transfer fluids from one place to another. That's the difference, sir, between both.
So what kind of energy is converted in pump?
Yes, sir.
What kind of energy is converted into what form of energy in pump?
Sir, for the motion of fluids. Sir.
Is it a kind of pressure energy or something like that? Shall we pass it to VIT AP? Yeah, Amravati, would you like to try it? Whether pump, motor, whether both are same or it's different? VIT AP campus, any one of the student can answer. Whether pump and the motor are same or different? Can anyone unmute?
Sir, can you repeat the question, please?
So is there a difference between pump and motor? If yes, what is the difference? What is the difference? If no, why?
Pump actually, we know that actually pump
Anyone from VIT AP campus, tell your name, location, and then you can answer the query. VIT AP campus. VIT Chennai guys are praying for you, otherwise it will get passed on. They are cheering for your answer. Okay, so obviously it is getting passed on to Chennai. There it is going to take pump and motor. Okay, yeah, please. Tell your name. Okay, yeah, sit down. People are learning quickly. Yeah, They are uploading even before I said. Good, that's good. So you have to tell your name, location, and you have to first say whether there is a difference between pump and motor. If yes, what are all the differences? If no, why both are same? So very good afternoon to all. So I'm K. Sudhakaran from Mechatronics Department. Chennai.
Yeah,
Okay, so in case of motor, it is basically an electrical to mechanical conversion type of instrument. They will be giving a electrical supply, and then due to the magnetic, let's say about a magnetic field, which used to produce a torque in the rotor, that will be a rotational force created, and that will be conversion. There will be conversion of electrical to mechanical. So that's the case of a motor. In case of pump, usually a pump which comes along with the motor type, because or else it needs an external force to act as have a conversion. Like where you can use a electrical motor, or you can use a fluid to convert the rotation or to initiate the rotation of any kind of let's say about centrifugal pumps or wing pump or gear rotor, which is mostly used in tractors or something. So where the rotation which creates a pressure on a bottom or a lowest condition, lowest pressure area, that create where will be result in vacuum, where you know water fluid will passes from high pressure to low pressure, that will be which will resulting in the high pressure rate of a flow rate of a fluid, or it can be where the variation can be depends on the amount of pressure you create, which indirectly depends on the electrical power you supply. So that's the difference. Fantastic. Big round of applause. This is what we meant in basics. This is what we are going to ask you when you are going to come for placement discussions. See, every company has their own filter criteria to select students. Say, for example, college like BIT, where we have 20,000 plus in Chennai itself, and we have in other locations, Vellore and other locations. So, if you have to select few students from there, definitely, we have some filter criteria. The main criteria what we have is 70% in 10th, 12th minimum, really. 10th, 12th, and graduation of 8th semester and history of no 1 year. That is one criteria. That should not be. We are not talking about standing area. We are talking about history of no 1 year. So that is how we initiate the correspondence with the college. So we request the college to send the name of the students, interested students who pass this criteria. They also discuss with you, and finally they send the list. Those interested students, we are going to send an technical online assessment. If you are mechanical, the questions will be based on mechanical engineering online. If you are mechatronics, it's going to be based on mechatronics. Similarly, automotive, electrical, it's purely domain based. Then general aptitude and reasoning, then psychometric. So once the student clear all this path, then we come to the campus. See, till such time it's going to be off campus. We are not going to come and meet you. We don't know who is Sudhakaran, who is Manimarana, who is who it is, because whatever it is, we don't know. It's all going to be through mail and through net. Then we come to the campus. We once again talk about Wheels India. Just prep all of you, those who are interested and those who are shortlisted. Then we are going to have a group discussion. We call it flip-flop. What the process is called. Then we are going to have a written ability test. Then final exam. Yeah. After crossing all the filter, the time that is available to you as well as to the panel, hardly 20 minutes to showcase whatever you know. See, whatever I ask doesn't mean like you don't know. All of you know that, including Gopal and Amravati, all of them know. It is not a question of knowledge, but how far you are articulating. The intention of me asking those questions was also not to really test whether you know that or not. I know you all know this. But whether you are able to articulate it in 2 minutes, 3 minutes, like few of you did it. Because that is the time you are going to get in front of a panel to impress upon them. Yeah, this is about basics. You still have time. Some of us still feel like, no, okay, I need to still brush up. Please do it. No harm in that, but we don't have to feel guilty about it. We have time because we have been doing so many other things. So brush up your basics. Try to improve your articulation. You can, have some peer group panel, you can say, and one person can be an interviewer, other person can ask questions, simple questions like this, and say like how you are doing your answers. Please do it. This is about basics. Any doubt? Yeah, definitely we would like the students to be enthusiastic, even if with 3 decades of experience. If I go to a company for a placement discussion, they are going to check like how far Ramesh is enthusiastic about what he is doing. How far Ramesh can add value, how far Ramesh can bring in more for whatever we are going to pay him or whatever we are going to offer him. If that is the case with someone with 3 decades of experience, the level of enthusiasm that is expected of a student is multifold. Enthusiasm is not about coming to the interview table running or the dance pose, not that enthusiasm. We are talking about how far you have added credibility to whatever you have been doing till now. Any of us could identify this gentleman? Name is not there. How do you know? And where does he sit? What is the background? Where does this happen? It happens everywhere in a place called Davos, in Switzerland. You would have come across this. World Economic Forum meet happens from this date to that date. And these are all the leaders who are going to present. It's supposed to be a think tank for various economic policies across globe. He is sitting there. He is also seen with various others. Who are all they? We may not know this guy, but we know him. Similarly, of course, knowing him, all of us know, and him also. Who? And Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, our Honorable President. These are all not the photos which generally people take along with celebrity, like you see a celebrity and they say, like, can we take a photo and click selfie with Sachin, selfie with Sudhakar? Not that. These are the photos not taken from different perspective. The name of this guy with whom all of them are post, his name is Suhas Gopinath. He is from Karnataka, Bengaluru. Just a flashback of his story. 2002-3 somewhere. At that time he was only 14 years old. He was studying in 9th standard. He was studying in KV, Kendriya Vidyalaya. So we know many of us who have studied there know at least like they start early school. 6:37 they start and by 12:30 they wind up so that students can go home. So he used to come back home around 12:45, 1 o'clock. There used to be a neighboring shop which used to be internet parlor. Like see, nowadays internet is available in our phone, Wi-Fi, laptop, but 20 years back it was not so. We used to go to a place where internet is available. Their cable connection will be there, not even Wi-Fi, only cable. We have to go there, sit. Like now we go to a parlor and get our prints, right? There will be a Gmail ID given there. Please send it to this Gmail ID. We'll take a print and give it to you. But even for browsing net also, we have to go there. It will cost heavily like 40-50 rupees per hour. So at that 20 years back, it was a bit costly, but you have to do it because it was a bit luxury at that time, internet. So this internet parlor guy, where he has some 7-8 desktops with internet connectivity, used to lock his shop at 1 o'clock, go home for lunch, taking rest, come back at 4. Another time, this guy used to play in front of his home 9th standard along with his friends. A lot of college students used to come at that time, inquiring about this shop. Hey, what's this shop now? It is closed. You have to do some browsing, taking prints. He used to say, no, this is closed till 4 o'clock. And he noticed that for a couple of weeks, a lot of students come at that time and go. So there is a psychology involved in this. Like you want to buy something and go to a particular shop, and 2 times you go, and the shopkeeper says it's not available. And the next 2 times you go, shop is closed. Then you get locked, like whatever I want is not available in the shop. Why to waste time going there? So this guy, Suhas, 14 years old, he is telling the shopkeeper, like, see, you are losing some customers. 1 to 4 seems to be a prime time for college students, but you are closing the shop and going, you are losing. He says, okay, I cannot help it here. My health condition warrants that. I need to go take food on time, take some tablet, take rest, and then come back. So that till 8:39, I can keep my shop open. Then he is proposing a deal. He says, why can't I manage the shop? You want someone to manage, right? I will do it. Let the shop be open. I will collect whatever amount is there. I'll also write the names, phone number. Those things need to be given at that time. Whoever is browsing the net, they have to give their name, phone number, address, all those things. So he said, I will collect money and do it. Seems to be a sweet deal for this guy as well. But okay, fine. Instead of keeping the door locked, he is a reliable boy. I know the family. So he says, do it, but what I should do for you? He says, I don't want any monetary return. All I want is allow me permission to browse the net during that time. I will be doing it in one of the laptop, one of the desktop. He says, okay, fine, do it. If I'm going to get some, 400, 500 bucks and this guy is going to use it, some 40 rupees, I'm willing to spend on that. That's fine. So during that time, he started checking for IT requirements from USA and other clients. And one requirement that was common was web page designing. A lot of requirements come, he types, in the Google, he goes search. A lot of requirements come, he picks up 1 or 2 inquiries and sends some sample. And they all liked it. Those 2-3 guys liked it and they said, okay, why can't you design web page for me? This is how home page should look like. This is how the navigation should be. These are all the various fields. These are all, where it will be static. This is where it will be interactive. All those things they say. This guy designs web page and, send it to them. And they were all impressed. They started placing commercial orders. Word spread, word spread there. And, there is a guy from India. They don't know like he's a student. But there is a guy by name Suhas Gupta. He's IT pro. Techie guy. He's making all these things. It's good. So orders started coming in. So over a period of 2-3 years, the time came to that extent, like he couldn't manage it during those 2-3 hours. So decided to open his new company at the age of 17. And but being minor, he was not allowed. You have to become 18 so that you can register a company here. So he registered a company in US, the name of Global Sync. GLOBALS INC. INC is incorporation. Here we talk about limited, there they say INC. And he became a successful entrepreneur. This event, somewhere in 2012-13, he was accorded the Young Entrepreneur of the Year award in the World Economic Forum Davos. On that occasion, when he was using the restroom, he saw Bill Gates next to him. He was a bit, amazed. Oh my God, he's my inspiration. And he's standing next to me. So as they came out, he said, "Can we have a snap?" So Bill Gates at the time thought, okay, fine. Many of the people asked for a photo, so he also took a photograph. It was not done. After this photo shoot, this happens. He gives a speech as to how he started a company at the age of 14 and how he's flourishing now on Global Sync and all. Even at that time, it became a multi-billion-dollar company. Now Bill Gates is amazed. Oh my God, is this a guy with whom, who asked for a photograph to be taken? So after the session was over, he called Suhas Gupta and he said that now I want a photograph to be taken along with you on this. Similarly, Honorable Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, we all know his aura, and he invited him to Rashtrapati Bhavan to felicitate him. Similarly, when he went to US, Mark Zuckerberg had a one-on-one meeting with him to just share his thoughts as to how he is doing the business. This is enthusiasm. At the age of 14, the seed for enthusiasm was sown at the age of 14. Was not waiting, to become engineer, 21, 22, 25, you will do post-graduation, all those things. So already started at the age of 14. How far we as an engineering grad are adding more value to our CV when we are going to meet the panel? How far we are going to say, like, these are all the companies with which, to where I went for industrial visits. These are all the companies, so many companies, varieties, One of my students from Chennai, he is from Delhi. He came down to Chennai to do automotive engineering in one of the colleges in Chennai. I mentored him throughout. Now he is a successful auto engineer in Delhi. Every semester break, you have 10-12 days break. You have. Once the break is announced, the first call he used to make is to me, not to his parents. Sir, can you get me some intern offer? 6 days, 7 days, I want to be in a factory. I used to ask him, are you not going back, going to Delhi? He said, no, only 10-12 days, and I don't see it worth traveling in train for 4 days and then being there for another 4-5 days. Rather, I would spend here visiting some companies. He did internship in 12 companies in a matter of 4 years. Every semester break, he will be in one or other automotive companies. The Wheels India company in which I am working now, at the time I was not working there, even I got an opportunity at the time, picking to the L&D head in 2018 or 9. He came here in 2007. That is the enthusiasm we require. How far, we have done various productive things in addition to our graduation. This is about enthusiasm. Being systematic, of course, we have a lot of time. At the same time, we have a lot of things to do, but definitely things are under our control. Now we cannot say like, no, there are many things which are outside my control, which I am unable to balance. Again, any idea? See, I always used to say like, no, we don't have to go to US or UK or Switzerland for examples. Many examples are around us. Many examples are in our own state. Many examples are in our own city, in our own neighborhood. If only we keep our eyes and ears open. They are Sanjay Kumaran and Shravan Kumaran from Chennai. Their father is an IT pro working in CPS. They were playing in video games something 12 years back, I think it was in 2011. They were 9 and 10 years old, they were playing video games, and as like any father, he also showed his concern and he said, oh, it's the screen time is not good, all those things. They said, no, we are finding it interesting. Anyhow, we are studying, it's only in the break time we do. Then, he ignites a spark, he says like, why you guys are spending time in an app which is developed by someone else? Why can't you develop your own app so that others can use it? That ignites a spark. Then they say, okay, is it possible for us to do it? Why not try? So then he says, these are all the apps, programming apps, coding apps you have to have. These are all some of the gadgets you should have. And he said, I will fund if you want. Then these guys got into developing apps. They started a company called GoDimensions.com. Now, 10-12 years down the line, they have developed only 108 apps. Only 108 apps they developed. Name of the company is GoDimensions.com. All this info are available in the open source in Google. Nothing is confidential, classified information like you would write a RTE and get it. No. Just like Suhas Gopinath Global Sync. Whatever I said, or even more than that also you may get. I would have missed something. Type Sanjay Kumaran, Shravan Kumaran, GoDimensions.com. Get more info than whatever I told you now. How far we are systematic in our approach? How many of us know about sites called Coursera? How many of us know? Good. How many of us know site called Udemy? UDEMY. Many of us know. Gopal, how many of you know about the site called Coursera, Udemy? Same Amravati. Amravati, are you all aware about sites like Udemy, Coursera? I think they will have to go to a different place to unmute. Camera is in a different location. Okay, fine. Good. So many of you know some of these sites. How many of us invest time in all these sites? So many free courses are available. Paid courses are also there. Free courses are also there. How many of us systematically plan our time so that we enhance our credibility? This is what we mean by being systematic, tenacious, the Google or the dictionary meaning of it being strong. How many of us know this gentleman? Bravo, that we all know. Guy who is standing next to him. Similarly, we all know him, right? Who? So when you address someone of that stature, it's better to address him as honorable or doctor or whatever it is. So honorable Pranam Mukherjee, who was our president. Okay, so who is this guy who is receiving something? Obviously, we know like what he is receiving, right? This post you would have seen. It's a very common post. Padma Awards. Yeah, Padma Awards, you would have seen same post, president this side, the recipient this side, and there is a big citation given. So he has got Padma Award. So he must be of some material, right? Name is Arunachalam Muruganathan. Again from Coimbatore. What did he do? Any idea? Some inputs are here with this. There was a Hindi movie.
also.
Yeah. Same. There is a TED Talk video by him. He is a 10th pass out. How many of us have seen the TED Talk by Arunachalam Muruganathan? 10th pass out. And he couldn't pursue his education, academic pursuit after. Beyond that, he says, no, it does not make a copy, so I left it. And family situation also. Then he started his career as a mechanic, working in some garages. As he got married, he somehow noticed like his wife was adopting some unhealthy practice, which was hurting him. Oh my God, why? Cost was a factor cited to him. Oh, this much cost we cannot afford to spend on this. Have to for health. Why? So could be lack of awareness, could be lack of finance. He said whatever it is, I'm going to address this. No, I would not let my mothers and sisters, no, suffer like this. To adopt some unhealthy practice just for lack of awareness or some financial this thing. Then is decided like why not I make low cost, high quality sanitary napkins. He started doing it. He is now supplying for commercial use as well. He was asked about patenting. Hey, why don't you patent this? He said, why? I have not done it to earn money. If that is the case, I would not done it long back. I would request all of you to go through the tech talk by Arunachala Muruganathan. He speaks in English, but in a very broken English, but it's very clear. His thoughts are very clear. Why? Then you say someone may copy, let them. If someone can do it and supply such high quality, low cost material, I'm okay, I'm happy. More and more people are going to use it. I'm happy about it. That is the purpose of doing this. And the amount of hardship that he faced before he came to this situation is tremendous. At one point in time, his wife left him. She said, oh my God, these are all the experiments you do. Because for coming out with such product, you have to do a lot of trials, right? And for those trials, you have to approach a lot of ladies. So which wife couldn't comprehend? Oh my God, you are doing this. No, I'm not doing it with you. After some time, after seeing some of the trials that he was doing, his mother also left him. She also said, oh my God, I cannot tolerate this. I cannot be with you anymore. She also left. So he says in the TED talk, like at one point in time, there was no one to feed him as well. With little money, even for some of the trials, no one to feed him as well. But still he made it. That is the next. How far we are tenacious in completing whatever we have taken. Many of the projects, me, Madan, we used to have reviews with engineering graduates. We used to ask during the review, like, I'm starting this project, that project. The next review asked the same person, what happened? Sir, the information of that. So, we dropped it. Why? The person has not done. Easy to blame others wrong. At this age of information age, someone has to say, like, I couldn't get that info, so I dropped it. Absolute lack of tenacity. Just looking for a scapegoat so that I pass it on to others. So how far your project work, how far in your studies, how far in your work, you are going to be tenacious so that company can trust you and hand over projects to you. That's clear. See, there are various people working in manufacturing industry. I'm very happy to see 70 plus guys because you have chosen to be here. Chosen like you have to invest your time to be here in a core industry. There are many people out there who are not as fortunate as we are. Someone is supporting us. Many people, of course, are supporting us to be here, and आगे बढ़ने के लिए भी बहुत सारे लोग हैं support करने के लिए. But there are many people, those who are as talented as we are, but not as fortunate as you. Couldn't do much. Examples I said, Arunachala Muruganathan. Couldn't pursue. We may have to work with them. How far we are encouraging them, how far we are getting work from them, how far we are motivating them so that we get our work done. 10th pass, 12th pass, ITIs, fitter, welder, diplomas. We are all going to work with them. What is the tenacity with which we are going to work with them and get things done for them? They look up to us as engineers. Maybe at age, we may be small, but they look up to us as engineers from a reputed college. How far we are tenacious enough, how far we are to show our tenacity, get things done. This is what industry expects from you. I know all of you are best. That's why you are in one of the best engineering colleges in India, and even in NARF ranking also we are discussing like so last year I think you are told, this year we are advanced to learn. That's very good. That way we took pride signing MOU with BAT today. You are already best studying in one of the best colleges. I would like all of you to be best in your career also. So try to follow this so that you become best. Thank you very much. there were some students who came here and answered some of the questions. Can you all please come here? Those who answered those questions. I think Madan has got some gifts for all of you. So he reminded me, he said, you cannot go without giving gifts. Yeah, wow, great cap. Good. So all the best. So we'll stay branded cap. You can wear it for your casual trips. Right, thank you. Thanks. Can you ask snap as well? Please, most of Great, thank you. So thank you, Gopal. Thank you, Amravati. Maybe next time when we meet, we are going to have much deeper interaction. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Another yeah. So now, on behalf of Career Development Center and VIT Management, a small memento to you, sir, from our another distance, sir. Thanks for watching. Any specific questions? One or two, quick. Even Bhopal and AP also. Do you have anything? Otherwise, you can say, raise up your hand so that I can understand. You don't have any question. Bhopal, do you have any questions? Specific questions? AP? No. What about here, Chennai? Yeah.
Yes,
please.
yes.
Right, so that they can also.
Yeah. Hi, sir. I wanted to ask a bit about the energy sector, the scope in that, and how we can grow in that energy sector.
Sure. See, now a lot of focus is being given on non-conventional or renewable energy. As such, you would have seen like we are not into actual windmill manufacturing. We are only making some parts which are being used in the windmill. So if you are asking like what is the prospect per se of energy sector, I would say it's very good. More and more focus is being given there. So the more and more innovation that you can bring in there to make good quality power at lower cost, you are going to be there in the field and you are going to succeed. So definitely focus.
Good afternoon, sir. Sir, can you please brief a little about the job description? Like, what are we expected to do if we get selected?
See, as far as role is concerned, right now we are very open because we also cannot assign any role to anyone without even seeing them. So as such, we take 50 to 55 students per year across Tamil Nadu, various colleges. So that way we keep the options open. We will start getting the requirements from the departments maybe by next month or so. Before that, we are going to meet all of you for a TSS Tech Day competition. It's more like inter-college competition. We spoke about that to your management. That is going to be the first touch point for all of us. So then we are going to get requirements from various functions, R&D, manufacturing. See, one thing what we would like as an engineer to do is not because we are here for selection. Even as a HR guy, I would like all the engineers to be willing to be on the shop floor. Be on the shop floor, especially in the initial 4-5 years. Soil your hands. Be in the shift. Come in night shifts. See like how productivity varies, how production varies from shift to shift. How you can get good quality products in different shifts. Try to understand those nuances. That will be very good. So specifically, if you ask for any function, right now we are open. But as a company which is involved in engineering, we would like the engineer. That's why we are taking engineers, right? See, if you have to get people who are only for R&D or design, we can as well go for BDES or MDES. There are institutions who offer those courses. But when we want a mechanical engineer or automotive engineer or mechatronics engineer, we would like that person to be willing to be on the shop floor. It could be maintenance, it could be production, whatever it is. Be open for that. And by the way, what is your branch? You are into mechanical or mechatronics?
Mechanical, sir.
Wow, that's good. How many mechanical students are here in this? Majority. And what about you? And what about you? Mechatronics. Good. So it's mechanical and mechatronics. Good. So prepare yourself to be on the top floor. That is where you get good grounding as an engineer. After 4 or 5 years, you can always decide whether you want to go to sales, whether you want to go to R&D, whether you want to go to design. But in the initial 4 or 5 years, have your grounding in the shop floor. That is the most happening place in a manufacturing industry. Once you are there in the shop floor, understood the nuances, then any function you go, you are going to be the king or queen. Yeah. Then you can decide to go to sales. Then you know what's happening in the shop floor. Then you know you can talk intelligently to the customer. Once you are in the shop floor for 4 or 5 years, then once you are in R&D, you know how things are being done and what could be the better way of doing it. Then you go to design. Then you know how to design the product, which is suitable to market. So your inputs are going to be much more profound and intelligent if you have a grounding in the shop floor in the initial 4 or 5 years. Let it be maintenance, let it be production. Take it. Love the period, enjoy the period you are going to be in the shop floor as an engineer. Okay, does that answer your question partly?
Yes.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Okay, that's all from our side. Yeah, thank you. All the best. Yeah. Any? Oh, okay, fine. Yeah.
Sir, will the job location be related to Chennai or it can be a pan-India?
See, right now, as I said, our focus is, that's why, we are working with colleges in and around Chennai and Tamil Nadu. Rampur, Paval and Pune, they have their own campus placement. But in case we find someone who is very good, which we did in the last campus recruitment, we found out someone from UP and we have selected that person. And we said we'll post him in Rampur. So in that way, if you find someone who is very good and close to some of our locations, we would not like to lose that person. Definitely, we are going to handle this. Talent matters. Okay, sir. Yep, thank you. Yeah. Okay, right. Okay, thanks. Thank you. All the best. Thank you. Thanks, Amaravati. Thanks, Gopal. Thank you all very much. Okay, thank you. And now, we Gopal and we
Extend.